After a breakup, the woman is feeling
the victim. The woman is always the victim, essentially.
She's the one sad and crying and gotta call her friends.
But what about the men?
Ice cream. Men too.
We don't know. I mean, are you guys having
by women too?
No, I agree. But I'm saying, are you guys having parties? You know what I'm saying? Are you guys calling your friend, telling them like, "Yo, this relationship." Like, how are you guys venting? How are you guys coping?
That's your dog. Like, men gonna talk. Like, one of my homeboys might tell me a situation about something going on with a girl, cheated on him, whatever the case may be. But another day for that. I forgot where I was going with it. But to jump back on topic,
I agree with you in regards to the statement that you're saying in regards to like a person is not going to be kept if they don't want to be kept.
The woman feeling victimized. That's what I'm saying. Women, like, if you're in a relationship with a dude and that guy cheating on you and y'all broke up or you keep taking it back or whatever the case may be, like, you don't have to settle for that. You know, it's somebody out here that'll give you what you want. So you can either break up with that person, find somebody that you want that's going to do right by you or do what you want, or you could stay with that person, that man or woman, and if they like to have things going on outside of your relationship with somebody else, you got to accept that, or just don't deal with that person. And I say that to say this. Woman in a relationship, you know the movies, oh, she broke up, sad, yada yada bullshit, whatever. Women, y'all got to stop feeling, I'm going to say men too. You got to stop looking at yourself as if you did something wrong or you weren't enough. Mm-hmm. Like,
you got to know your worth. You have to know your worth.
I feel like a lot of people nowadays with the social media and photoshopping pictures and women with the fake bodies or even people that's, working out for their bodies. There's so much insecurity in the world right now.
A lot of superficial.
Like it's more so on women than men. I mean,
well, men have their insecurities, and men do feel in a certain type of way that they have to uphold a certain standard, that they have to make a certain amount of money, drive a certain amount of.
But I'm talking about physical.
They have to keep a physical. There are men
be out here designer down and
probably dress
built
wise
like a refrigerator.
Not necessarily. They could have their own insecurities, like in regards to how their physical body. They may feel like they want to be, more cut up or more muscular,
everybody might have some insecurities about their body. I don't have any. Like, of course, there's things that I want to work on. Like, that's why I'm trying to cut back on drinking fast food and shit like that, so I can really sculpt my body how I want it to be. But as far as like looking in the mirror and be like, well, damn, maybe because of this or because of that or because I look like this, because I look like that, like, that goes back to really just having them conversations with that person in that relationship. Like, hey, check in with that person. Am I giving you everything that you need?
Yes, checking in is very important.
Them, like, this, if y'all don't take nothing else away from this video today, fucking talk to each other, bro. Like, don't be too prideful. Men, I know it ain't like,
you got to be an open book with your spouse.
I'm an emotional person and I'm an emotional man. I cannot, like, if some shit wrong with me, I'm about to tell you about it right then and there. I can't wait. We got to talk about it. Like, I'm not finna let it go. And
I'm the type that's like, of course I want to solve it, but at the same time, it's like, it depends on if I'm upset too. If I'm upset, I may not want to talk about it immediately. I may want to gather my thought process in regards to how I want to approach you and approach this discussion that we're going to have, because sometimes when you respond immediately or you're impulsive, you're acting off of emotion and your response may not be delivered correctly. And that's something that I'm trying to work on, because my daddy always taught me it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. And it don't matter what you're saying out your mouth if you're yelling at them or if your tone is, sarcastic or just, sassy or whatever the case may be. Because, like, realistically, if this is your spouse, you have to think about how those words that come out your mouth is going to impact that individual. Because at the end of the day, we're both individuals who have our own emotions and we have our own reactions to those emotions, right? And we have a different mind in regards to that. So what I may say could be a trigger. So if I know that my spouse is an emotional person, for me, I'm going to think about what I say, because if I don't think about what I say, I could act off of emotion and I can say something hurtful. You get what I'm saying? And that's the last thing I would want to do, is hurt my spouse. because of my words. You know, because in the event, a lot of people, when you get angry, you're again acting off of emotion. So you know, sometimes you think of, well, I would say immaturity wise, I would say immature days. You would think of like, oh, how can I say whatever just to let it, like, I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna get back, like that kind of thing. You don't want to do that.
If you're in a relationship with each other, y'all don't need to even be trying to get at each other on that level. The reason why I want to address a problem right then and there,
because he can't get on with the rest of his day if it's not addressed.
You know, like that shit like physically bothers me.
Physically.
But it's to say this though, if we're in
but
a
that's
relationship
okay though.
together,
I love that about him.
I don't want to have no problems. Like, we need to go ahead, let's nip this shit in the bud so we can go on with our day.
Yeah, because we're not trying to stay mad at each other for the rest of the day. That's the problem. Y'all stay mad at each other for the whole day, into the night, into the night, into the next week, into the next month. Like, it's not that deep. There are real issues out here in this world than you being mad at your spouse or your significant other about something that can simply, when I mean simply be talked about. But you have to approach that person in the right manner. You can't just be like, I got a bone to pick with you, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's
exactly. But
you,
the communication,
come on now, come with a little sense of, a sense of security in who you are and maturity in who you are and how you're not talking to a child. You're talking to an adult. So if you're gonna approach me, you're gonna approach me as an adult.
Be respectful.
And be respectful.
Like
come correct.
Is real in relationships too.
Very.
Like,
it can be very.
Be disrespect. Like, fuck you, bitch, or pussy ass nigga,
so
broke ass nigga. Like, all that type of shit. Like, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna do all this and then get into bed at night with this person?
Right.
Like, y'all done disrespected each other to, like, it's only so much that y'all gonna be able to do that to each other.
You can't unsay those words.
They're gonna forever remember that shit.
And then not only are they going to remember what you said, but the quote is so real. They're going to remember how you made them feel. So you have to really think before you speak. And we live in a society where our opinion is so valued that
everybody think they should.
There you go. Right? Quote unquote, air quotes. If I could put the air quotes. Their opinion is so valued, but it's like realistically, it could cause a lot of damage. Words hurt, so please think before you speak or think before you post, because that's what we need to talk. Think before you post, because so many people are putting out these ideas and these philosophies that honestly don't really matter, or they're scoping our society and our ways of thinking.
To this though,
that's just like social media.
You cannot have your mind sculpted if you are strong-minded.
Yes.
You have followers leading followers. You either, it's two kinds of people. You're going to be a wolf or you're going to be a sheep.
I'm a wolf.
You're fucking right. You got to be. So, that's like, you got to be strong-minded.
You really have to be strong-minded.
What I was saying, you know, with men,
we need to reel it back in.
Touch with your emotions with your
and there's
woman.
nothing wrong with that.
You ain't gotta be, displaying that on social media and, everywhere else.
That's old.
Aspects of your life. But with your woman, like, you supposed to be
vulnerable.
You supposed to be that with her.
Yes. You should be. There should be no secrecy in your vulnerability towards your significant other. Like, that should be your confidant. That should be who you can tell your secrets to, and you feel there's no judgment. You know, that's what it should be about, to say the least.
These toxic ass relationships, like, at the end of the day, that person that you be with is supposed to be a peace of mind. So when you get off work, your work day was stressful. Everybody got a lot going on with family right now. Friends dying, family dying, COVID.